Well, welcome back, guys. I figured that this week would be a good time to do a live. I haven't done a live in quite a while, actually, and I haven't had a lot of time to get Nick footage of what's going on here. And there's been a lot of things, a lot of small things kind of put together, and I figured it might be easier to uh, just go live and have kind of a conversation about everything that's going on here and what we've been doing. So hopefully we'll get that kicked off and we'll get some questions going on. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. We'll see what it's like trying to do something on Black Friday. Maybe not the best thing, but we're going to give it a whirl anyhow. And for those of you that may tune in later, uh, you can watch this in the recorded version of this. So what have we been doing? There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on here, kind of behind the scenes, and it's all the monotonous stuff. We've just started bidding projects and getting feedback from that, and actually did our very first job, which was that was nice to be able to do that. So, and I'll show you a little bit about what that first project was. So, thanks, Cody. Thanks, Joe, for showing up. Sorry to ruin or maybe you guys need a break after all that holiday shopping. Um, I didn't do any holiday shopping. It's just not my thing. I'm definitely not doing it today if I'm going to do it. So it's all the little things that we've been working on, just getting everything up and running, and we're still finding out we don't have stuff. We did take delivery this week. Ken brought us a MT85. He sold his MT85 because he upgraded to an MT100, and we bought that machine from him, and he was headed down to Tampa this week. So was kind enough to throw that on the back of his flatbed truck, and then we dropped it off at the shop. What day was that? Wednesday morning that we did that. So we have an MT85 with new tracks. Now I need to find an auger and some pallet forks. Took our first delivery on some Postmaster posts last week, as well as a little bit of aluminum fence that we're going to put in. Hopefully Monday we'll do that project. We just have a little aluminum fence project to do. Hey, Roger, nice to see you here. Of course, I should have known I can count on you. Yeah, so the big part is bidding, and what we found is that we're having to put a lot of money into marketing, and the marketing side of things is costing a little bit more, and I think that's just a result of having more competition. I mean, there's some really stiff competition down here. I mean, right up the road from me is Zach Payton with Superior Fence and Rail, and he does a great job of marketing. So trying to beat him out for that top spot's pretty tough, and it costs some dollars. So we're putting a little bit of money into marketing just to get some leads, and hopefully that'll start to pay off. One of the things that we've noticed down here is that Facebook actually works, whereas in Wyoming, Facebook doesn't work at all. You can put all the Facebook marketing you want, and people just don't respond to Facebook. So I'm surprised at how well Facebook is working. Something else that we tried was just straight up Google ads. And now we're starting to rank a little bit higher, and we're getting better placement on those Google ads. But Josh Glover brought to our attention here not too long ago that we could get, I guess, Google verified or Google guaranteed. I think it's like a local pro thing, and that actually helps you run an ad at the very top. And I know that Zach Payton participates in that program, and I think they only allow so many people to participate in that. So we went ahead and submitted all of our insurance, and they did background checks. Google does background checks and insurance. So it takes a couple days to get it all through and get everything done there. But hopefully with that showing up right at the top of everybody's searches, even before you get to the paid ads. So you have Google verified, then you have the paid ads, then you have all the map results, and then you have all the organic search results. Maybe I can show you that. Let's just see if I can figure this out here real quick. We'll share my screen and a tab. And it should just be, which one? New tab right there. All right, so hopefully, and we'll switch to this view. So we'll show you kind of what that is. So if you look up here, you have SWI Fence, and this is that local pros or fencing pros nearby. And this is one of those things that I think is working really well. Not only that, but when you get a call from one of these ads, it lets you know in on your phone that it's from them. And then Google's tracking all this stuff. So you can go in and add notes to all this stuff. If I go into my Google Local Pros, I can add notes about who called and if I have an estimate. And I'd imagine you can probably link that into your uh, CRM software, perhaps. So this is at the very top, and you'll see that Superior Fence and Rail is doing it, and then Mr. Fence of Florida. So this is the very top, and I think these are working really well. But again, you have to pay for that stuff. So then the next ads that you have are the paid ads, and obviously we didn't pop up in this, and I don't know, maybe it still thinks that I'm in Montana, so it's got my IP address for Montana. I'm not sure why this is happening here. But then down here you have all the map results, and you can actually show up in the map results. And if you have an ad, like we show up down here, we've got 3 reviews, which really help. I'm hoping to boost that review count, and that'll actually help us out a lot as we get those review counts up. You know, there's some very established companies here that are making that a lot more difficult. You know, and we just don't have time in business here. So hopefully that'll change as we work on it. You can see right here that this is Brock Fence Company of St. Augustine, and we are right down here at the end of the road, and we get this special little green dot on the map. So that's actually how I found our shop. I think I mentioned is that I was just driving by to check out Brock Fence Company and happened to notice that they built some new warehouse buildings down here. So so that's kind of what our advertising is looking like. We've got somebody that's doing that because I'm not in any way, shape, or forms. Sorry, looking at some of the comments. To answer your question, Roger, yeah, fence signs are used a lot in our area. I think that's pretty common throughout anything I've seen in the U.S. And can ask, Google, or it says that Google Maps takes us next door to the development for the shop address, which doesn't surprise me, just because it's a brand new extension to the street. So our addresses are actually, Google's still trying to figure out what it is. You can see that there's no road, but we are right here. And so there's no road leading to us yet on Google Maps. But somewhere. I think if you click on that and you look at the maps, though, I think it actually, I don't know why I can't find my layers here to do a satellite view, but at any rate, if you saw that, I think in the overhead satellite view of that shows that being constructed. So it'll take a little bit of time to get that fixed. Let's see. Cody asks, did we get any employees? Yeah, we hired Larry Crosby. He came to us from basically watching the YouTube channel and said, hey, I'm going to reach out to these guys. And he's kind of been on top of it. He was the one that put together our Facebook ad just to get it up and running. But we're going to turn that over to somebody that's probably better suited to handling Facebook advertisement. In fact, it'll be the same people that are doing our Google ads. So same person will handle our Facebook advertising and Google advertising budget. That way we can hopefully balance those 2 things out and get the best results. So, so Larry's been working now this is his 3rd week that he's been working, and he's been helping me. We got some shirts ordered, so he was instrumental, so I don't have to do all that stuff. He's been running around getting quotes on making shirts and some swag so that we have all the swag for the business. I need hats so that I can wear some branded hats. Then he's been looking at projects, looking at jobs, which we've really started to see those leads come in pretty strong over the last week. It's really bumped up, so that's encouraging. Roger says, perhaps affordable occasional ad, a local conservative broadcast. Oh, yeah. Are you talking maybe a radio show? I'm guessing. You know, I'll tell you something I've thought about doing just to help build brand awareness down here. Tell me what you think of this crazy idea. But I've thought about maybe just like showing up at Home Depot or Lowe's and watching for people buying fencing stuff, and then being, hey, we want to take home a pro and just building some fence with them. It won't pay the bills, but hopefully we can get some good reviews out of it and film it and maybe get some chatter happening. So that's one of the things I've been kicking around, is maybe doing something like that. I've been so busy doing everything else that I haven't got to that point yet. But that's something I'm thinking about doing just to create some buzz. You know, if word got out that there's a guy, just some creepy guy just hanging out down at the Lowe's and the Home Depot to go home with people, maybe that would spark some interest. So let me see if I can bring up the, let's see. Oh, come on. I don't want that. I'll try and show you. Give me just a second to get this loaded up. I thought I had it all ready to go. Now I've got a problem. Now I got to verify everything on my phone. Gee whiz. I was just logged into all this stuff. Jeez. I hate how this stuff works. Oh, that's weird. It's really weird. Oh, golly, what the heck am I doing here? This is not at all what I'm looking for. I'm having some serious technical difficulties here. All I want to do is view the folder that I made. Because I have all the pictures that I was going to show you guys. There we go. Gee whiz. Maybe. Oh, this isn't good, guys. This is not good. I might be having some technical difficulties. I'm still working on trying to get the pictures. Let's see if I can get the pictures loaded here. This is killing me. I just logged into it 30 minutes ago. Jeez. Oh, that's what was it? It's photos. That's why. That's what I did wrong. Jeez. Okay, I've got serious problems. There's this is gonna take a minute. That's a real bummer. I was gonna show you the project that we did. I can probably do that here. Just switch the way I'm sharing this. Because I have all the stuff on there. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. I think maybe. Yeah, there. I found it. We're good. We're good. We're rocking and rolling now. I just have to share this with you. All right. So there is. Hang on. Wait. I got both those up. Let me see if I can. Just share the one. Chrome tab. Let's just do that one. That'll make it better. Okay, so this is some of the stuff we've been working on. So anybody that follows me on TikTok knows that we took delivery on our Tesla this week. So we're working on wrapping the Tesla. So we have 3 different designs that we're kind of working with. And this is one design, and you guys feel free to. So this is option 1. For those of you guys paying attention, feel free to weigh in on what you like, because the missus back here and I have been going around. I made her cry the other day, actually. She literally cried because I was going to put the logo on her Tesla. And I told her I would do it in as tasteful a manner as I possibly could, but that we needed to use every opportunity that we had to build our brand. So she acquiesced. Do you have anything to say? She's staring me down. You can't see her. She's just off camera, but she's definitely giving me the stink eye here. So this is option 1. This is option 2. And this would be option number 3. So tell me what you think. There's 3 options.
3.
Huh? Oh, now you changed to 3. I already told him 2.
I didn't see the 3rd.
Oh,
You
crap.
didn't show me that one.
Sheesh. Now I'm going to have to tell him that, yeah. Now she says she wants 3. Before it was 2.
But you can say I screwed up and I
So
didn't
I really liked 1, personally. I thought that was pretty stellar.
Which one?
Oh, whoa. What is that horrible smell? Yeah. That's something odd that I've been suffering from. Not fence related at all, but since I had COVID, 3 months after COVID, I got all these weird taste things. Now I can't eat meat. All meat tastes and smells terrible. Turkey day yesterday, couldn't eat turkey. It was not happening. Thought I could eat crab, couldn't even eat crab. It's
I
pathetic.
put the rest of my mahi in here.
Oh,
You want to try it?
no. Onions are
Is it peppers?
terrible. I don't know. Take it away. Take it away. It smells bad. So this is the car. We're going to do some sort of a half wrap on the truck. Ken says here. This is what Ken says. Ken says 3 is too small.
What?
Ken says 3 is too small. But we're going to do some sort of a half wrap on the truck and then get something on the flatbed here.
Ken doesn't know.
So working on what we're going to do with the truck, and we'll put something on the back. But this is what we had for Wyoming, so we'll peel all that stuff off. And just so you know, Cody Christensen says he really likes 1. So the orange, I thought the orange was pretty popping. I mean, Joe Everest, I don't know if Joe's still in here, but I'm just going to say Joe's definitely going to be in camp 1. But I like the black of the orange. That's just sexy. There's something sexy about it. So we'll do something on that. Here is the fence project. Where we got, this is what it looked like. So I get this call. She sends me a text and she says, "Can you come over here and fix my fence?" And this is just Lowe's put the fence in, and it's all lightweight stuff. So a tree fell on it, and they cut the tree back. Then we went in, and there you go. Cade posed for a picture. And we got it all fixed back up with some nice high quality Lowe's type stuff just to match what was existing. And that was $320 for us that day. I sent Cade to Lowe's. I didn't even want to go to Lowe's and get all the stuff. So we fixed it all up, made $320, and so that's where we're at with the revenue so far. That is our sole revenue for the year. If you're gonna be over my shoulder, you may as well just. You want to just pop in?
No.
Okay. Well, she's very distracting. Here you go. There's another one for number one. I thought.
It's too busy.
No, it's just. That's stunning.
I think we should compromise.
I like this too. I don't know that the Florida thing really goes with it though. If I'm being honest, I think that's just like a.
I would take the Florida off.
Just delete that. I don't know. That's a toss up, but everybody really likes one. I mean, it's got the most. I'll tell you what, I like the fence element on this one. I mean, you can really tell that's a fence. It's very offensive.
Offensive. Ha ha ha.
So.
I think you should do with the consensus. Whatever has the most votes.
Number one's taking it, but we could add
viewers.
on number one. We could add a little fence element down here.
I think that'd be too busy.
Oh yeah, so of course you do. Okay, so there's that. We've been working.
Number two.
Alan McIntosh says number one is clearest for branding. I mean, this is our logo right here. Is our logo. So the only difference is we did have to move Florida's fence companies usually down here below, but I like the way that they did that. And then we're still, once we pick the side design, then we'll go with the back and the hood with our trunk and our frunk. It's a frunk in a Tesla. Unfortunately, Ken, we've already paid for this, so there's no cheaper at all. I'd probably just have him wrap it. It's going to be full wrap, and probably he would print that and wrap it. It's just paint protection at that point in time anyhow. So whatever we do is going to be a full wrap on that. So anyhow, there's what we're doing with the car. The truck's going to be coming next. We've got some like storefront doors in the building. If you watch the video, there's a glass in the door, and then there's a side light glass in each one of the buildings. So they're going to do perforated, some sort of a perforated kind of wrap on that, so that you really know when you're at SWI fence. If you show up there, and then we'll put the hours by appointment, I think, because at this point in time, there's no offices in there. It's basically just warehouse where we'll keep our trucks and stuff. So this event's brought to you by Racetrack and Diet Pepsi, as always.
Do you want us to wait for you? Do you want me to just go?
No, you can go. Yeah. Do I want to go to Target? No, I don't want to go to Target. Are you kidding me? Why would I want to go to Target? Yeah. Yeah, Roger says Joe would definitely approve of the orange. And I'm a big orange fan too. I'm a huge orange fan.
Well,
So-
I can't believe you told them which one to do already, because I didn't even see all three of them.
Yeah, we didn't even see all three.
It sounds like as soon as we get done here, we'll be having a fight over this again. So
Well, I would just email your guy and say, hey, we're duking it out.
we're duking it. I don't think he's done anything yet. So
Oh, okay.
I think.
yeah. Tony says he's choosing two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's one for two. I think two's
I like two without the Florida.
pretty nice. I mean, this is pretty nice. And then whatever we put on the trunk and the front, I think that there's some real potential there. I did get a question from Post to Post Fencing. It says, do you have plans to bid commercial projects more than residential, or what is your target market? So I've said from day one, really what I want to do is get started in residential, but as quickly as I can move into commercial. Commercial is my wheelhouse. That's what I'm really good at. That's what I like. I can yell at general contractors and I can't yell at homeowners. So there's that. We can duke it out and then still be friends with this. If you duke it out with verbally with your residential customers, it just ends up in negative reviews. So, and I say that that's not at all how we do it, but you can they're used to being a little bit more abrasive. You don't have to deal with them with kid gloves quite so much. I'd rather be on one job versus 10 jobs to make $100,000 or whatever it is, all that moving. That's just more my speed. I like bidding one big job versus 10 small ones. It's just everything that goes along with that is kind of my cup of tea. DeBrawl, hopefully is it DeBrawl Farley. It says, hey Mark, I've been building a fence company for the last 3 years, and your SWI channel has inspired me in so many ways. So hey, thanks for the shout out on that. We've been working hard, and the guys over there are really working diligently to bring consistent, high quality content, and maybe show you guys some stuff that you guys may not have seen or known about. And we're constantly going to be looking for that. I think hopefully you've seen the same thing that happened with me, and that is Dan's really coming out of his shell, and some of the stuff I've seen out of him lately. I mean, I love to watch it, and he just makes me, bust a gut sometimes. He's got a new video coming out that I previewed today that I was it just makes me laugh. Some of the stuff they come up with. So I'm really proud of our team and what they're doing there. And that has been my goal from day one when I started all this, is I wanted it to be something that the whole company was involved in, not just me. I didn't want this to be the Mark Olson channel, and I really don't want Successful Contractor to be the Mark Olson channel. As we build this, I would like the team here to be a part of that. But right now, that's what it is, just because I'm the one here. But Tanya's been participating more, and I really enjoy that. But I like being around her. I guess that's me. I just like being around my wife. So. But it's neat to see how the guys are really coming out of their shell and how they've progressed with the SWI channel and done some really neat things and keep it light and entertaining while still being educational. So I've enjoyed seeing that from a distance, because it means they're just getting things done, and I love that. Yeah. So Ken says, show the boots. When we were in Dallas, we went to NRS with Travis Hampton, and we were shopping for boots, and they had the most obnoxious boots there, had orange uppers. And anybody that's been to the schools in Dallas or seen me around has probably seen those boots. But Ken basically told me that I had to buy them. It wasn't even an option because they screamed me. So I do love orange. And has DeBrawl. Geez, I hope I'm not butchering that. I apologize if I am. Says, do you recommend any certain size of truck to haul equipment, and what would be a reasonable size trailer to do so? So we were just talking about trailers today, and I'll show you. Hopefully, let's see. OD-GN is what it is. So this is the trailer I'm looking for. If anybody knows where one is that's sitting on a lot somewhere, please let me know, because this is it. It's probably not showing you yet because I need to share that tab. And give me just a second, I'll bring this up. Okay, so this is the one that I really want. And the reason is because it's a dump trailer, but it's got these fold down sides. So it's a full 8.5 wide. I think inside here is not, I think it's 8 inside, and then it's 14 from here to here. But you have these fold down sides on the side, plus you have the doors that swing open. So if you want to load pallets of material on here, you can load all the pallets. And they make this trailer in a bumper pole as well, I think. So you'll probably have to special order it. We've got 3 of these in Wyoming, and this has been my favorite trailer for like just general all purpose. That's 14,000 pounds. So depending on the, technically, if you're a commercial enterprise, you're still going to have a CDL to pull this around. And I wouldn't pull this with anything less than a 3/4 ton. But this is my favorite all-purpose trailer. I can load a mini skid steer like the MT85 up in this thing and drag it all over the town. It's not so long that you can't get into neighborhoods, and stuff if you've got tight corners. And I can load dirt in it, I can load materials, and I can load equipment. We've actually stuffed full-size skid steers on here. And there's ramps that come out the back. They come equipped with ramps too. So it's just a good all-purpose trailer. And this is really what I would like to have for our very first trailer down here. So if anybody knows, is cruising by a lot and they happen to have one of these, send me a message. I think we paid, like a year and a half ago, we bought 2 of these and probably paid 11 grand for them. Bet right now they're probably pushing 17. So everything's expensive. We were buying 30-foot gooseneck trailers, flatbed dualies. And I think we paid 13 or 14,000 for those. And I saw some the other day and they're like 20. So they're just, the prices are spiking something fierce. So that's one of my next steps is I've got to get the auger for the MT85 forks, and I need to find a trailer to tote that stuff around. So for all you guys out there, if you're driving by and you see one of these, let me know. Give me a holler right away. If you've got my number, if not, shoot me a message on Facebook and let me know, and I'll get a hold of the dealer because I'm really trying to find one, even if I have to drive to go get it. That's really, I think, what I'm into. So let's see what else has been going on. So Larry's been working on bids. We've bid a couple projects, and I think that's one thing that is a little bit surprising, not terribly surprising, but just how cheap people are willing to work down here. It is definitely a chuck in a truck market, and that is one of the reasons that I want to move from doing the residential grind out of that into commercial faster period. It's just, like I said, that's just my comfort level. Although residential's, it takes a while to build a pipeline for commercial, because I could go and bid a whole bunch of commercial projects, but they might not start for 6 months. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And so that residential is going to fill up that pipeline until I can get the commercial to come along and help me. So Tony asks if I've established commercial bonding for required projects. So commercial bonding is not necessary until you actually have a project. So you've got to have your commercial insurance, and we do have an insurance policy, which is how I was able to get Google guaranteed and sign up for that program. However, bonding isn't required until you actually start bidding for different generals. So you don't have to have bonding. I see a lot of people put that on their advertisements, were licensed and bonded. And in some jurisdictions, like Oregon was one, where we had to actually put up a bond to get our license. But down here, that's not the case. So there's very few states that require you to put up a bond. Nevada's one. I think maybe California has one. And they're pretty small bonds. In one jurisdiction in Wyoming, Gillette, we had to put up a bond. So in that respect, we were bonded. But most jurisdictions that I've been around don't require you to post a bond to get a contracting license for fencing. So the first time that you're going to need bonding would be to either bid as a prime contractor on a public project, or if you're bidding a big project and you're really new and the general contractor is just a little skittish of you, doesn't know whether or not you can perform, they may require you to put up a bond. And so those would be the 2 cases. And for that, getting a bond is really not a big deal. I've got a long track record. I could go into the bonding company and get signed up for a bond, no problem. Almost anybody, if you've got halfway decent credit, you can go down and get a bond basically just based on your personal credit without strong financials or anything for $250,000. So you start getting up over that, and then they're going to start looking at your financials. They're going to start looking at your ratios. How much cash do you have on hand? Do you have a line of credit at the bank? Things like that, you know. And SWI in Wyoming, we have a pretty high bonding limit, especially for the size company we are. I think we can pull a bond for almost a half a year's worth of our revenue. So huge, we can bid huge projects. We can bid multiple big projects. And that's taken us some time to work up to that. But they're not just going to, out of the gate, give you a $3 million bond if you have no track record, because what they're going to look at is your credit worthiness. They're going to look at your past performance. How many jobs like this that the job that you're bidding or needing a bond on have you done before? If you've never done $1 million project in your life, they're not going to step out and put their neck out on the line for you, because it's just too much risk. So they're going to want to see you slowly increase the size of projects that you're size and scope of projects you're bidding on. So we've got that all ready to go. Like I say, I can't see us needing more than what I'm going to be capable of here for a little bit. The good news is that we did bid a pretty large project not too far from us that would be, if they wanted the bond, we could pull the bond on that one. It's probably $1 million, a little over $1 million. And we'd be ready to go. So I don't know, Alexander, you're going to have to explain that 0% interest, Brunswick, Georgia. I don't know what that means. Maybe you can give us a little detail. So that's kind of where we're at. We've been bidding a lot of projects, and so I'm training Larry on how to bid those projects. And I'd say that we're kind of adapting the way we do that to be a little bit different than we were doing it in Wyoming. I'm trying to simplify that process. And one of the right ways we're doing that is we're looking at what is our section cost. And I've heard Mr. Fentz of Florida, Josh Glover, and then Mr. Fentz of Indiana, Sean King, both talk about sections, selling by the section. And down here, I really like that. So we're looking at what's our section cost and then adding labor. So it does make bidding a lot simpler if I can figure out what it costs per section for ornamental aluminum. So aluminum, wood, and vinyl. That makes it way simpler to price that out if I have that section cost. And something else that's substantially different than Wyoming is the fact that we just don't have the digging issues that we do in Wyoming. I can go anywhere around here and it's going to be sand and roots. I mean, the worst thing I'm going to run into is going to be roots. There's really not going to be anything that's just terrible hard digging. Most of the people down here are doing things completely different than what I'm used to. And they're really installing everything and doing everything by hand. They don't even take little beavers. They don't take anything with them anywhere. They just dig it with postal diggers. So that surprises me. Oh, Alexander says 0% for the trailers. Great customer service. Hey, Alexander, if you're by there, go stop and look and tell me if they've got anything like this on their lot. Because if they do, that's pretty dang close to me. I'd love to drive up to Brunswick. It's only 2 hours. So if you guys can help me find one of those. I've been trying to call Big Tex, Trailer World. I've called 3 of them, one in Jacksonville, one in Orlando, and one in Dallas. And I can't get anybody to even return a call. So that's not good. So like I say, we're adapting our process there. And I looked at this as an opportunity as we start the new company to maybe change the way we do our processes. And I'm going to tell you something. Sorry. I got a huge shout out to Dan Block with Fence King. So we looked at doing what we're going to do for CRM because Larry said, you know what, the first thing he told me is he wanted to get a CRM. I said, well, we've tried that in the past and haven't gotten buy-in, but now's the perfect time to start a CRM because it's just the 3 of us. And we can, if we start it now, then that's just going to be the expectation. That's going to be how we do business. So there's no better time to make changes to the way we were doing things in Wyoming than now, because the people that were maybe resistant to that change aren't there. And there's, it's a perfect opportunity to do that. So we did sign up with Job Nimbus and learned about a company called Simply, which is going to handle our calls. And I spoke with Dan and he gave me spent an hour on the phone with me, and we did a screen share and showed me how Job Nimbus integrates with Simply to handle all their calls, and integrates with Job Nimbus so he can see all the calls that came in. It's actually recording calls. So if there's a dispute or for customer for training within their company, Everybody can get together and review those calls if they need to, or if somebody says, I didn't say that, you can say, yeah, you did. Be sure to check the legality in your specific jurisdiction for all that stuff. But at any rate, I really liked all that stuff, and Dan was a huge help. And I got to talk with him and poke around and all this stuff. And as far as a process, that guy has got a process that's like you go here, 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 and here, and it's all as automated as you can make it. And I just love the way he had everything streamlined. You know, it was right up to collecting deposits, sending out contracts. His process is probably one of the nicest and best laid out processes out there. So huge shout out to Dan Blanc with Fence King for just the way he's doing things. I really respect the process that he's using to communicate with his customers, and it's going to be a big help to us as we try to implement some of those same things here. So as mentioned, we are going to use Job Nimbus for our CRM, and we're going to use Simply for our phones. And we're actually going to try and implement both those same things at our Wyoming company. So we've signed up for both the same platforms for SWI Wyoming, and really looking forward to the Simply thing more than anything, because we get a lot of people that don't like our phone tree. They don't like how they move through our phone system, and we've had trouble since day one 3 years ago when they put the system in. Now it's just ringing and ringing and ringing, and nobody's even getting our phone tree, and we're just done. So Simply hopefully will fix all those problems. So pretty excited about that stuff. Now, on another note, we've been working on some big stuff, and trying to see the man take the trailer down. I don't know what you're talking about. There. Oh, you want to see me? Okay, there you go. Sorry, I'm getting new to this. So another thing, just to be fully transparent, one of the other things that kind of popped into my lap, speaking of Canon Johnson, is not next week, but the week after, I'll be going out to Tennessee, and Ken and I are going to work together a little bit to help him better understand how to install gate operators. Canon reached out to me and said, hey, would you mind coming and helping me? And so we're going to do that, and it'll be a great training for his team down there, and we'll see if we can get them up to speed and show him some stuff just to help accelerate his learning curve. So we're going to do an operator for, I think, an electrician that's going to bring the power to it, and then we're going to do an operator at his own place. So he'll get to see a slide gate operator and a swing gate operator. One of them is going to be an all-o-matic for the slide gate, and then we're going to use US automatic for the swing gate, which I really like. I don't think we're going to bring power to that one, so we're going to operate that one solo, off of solar. Pretty excited about that. It's going to be fun hanging out with Canon for a week. And Canon's really busting it down there in Tennessee, so excited to see his operation and meet his guys and help him get up to speed on gate operators. I love gate operators, so. Canon says he's been clipping Blizzard coupons, and for those of you that don't know, I have a little bit of an addiction to Blizzard ice cream, or to ice cream from Dairy Queen. So you've got to get that Dairy Queen ice cream. Him and I were hitting up the Dairy Queen there pretty regular at Nebraska when we met up. So we'll be doing that, and then I'll try and we'll probably do some video down there, bring you in on that. And that's one of the things I think is really great about the AFA is I've talked to some people who have gone through that school. I've seen the school. We've sent some of our own people through the school, and the AFA does a great job of teaching you the basics, like the fundamentals, how to do everything. But one of the things that I would really love to see as they move that program forward is like practical field installation. So they do a mock installation in the classroom, which is great. And they're going to tell you way more about how to do relay logic and, you know, how to ohm out things and test things and troubleshooting than I will with Canon. We'll talk about some of that stuff, but they're not going to give you how to terminate conduits, how to terminate wires, how to make your installations. And I think they probably do it on your wiring, probably teach you how to make things neat and tidy. But That's really what we're going to touch on is the meat and potatoes of the actual physical install. You know, where to set your post, how to lay everything out correctly in relationship to your gate. When you have hard, you know, all the boundaries, how to saw cut loops. So Canon's got some saw cut loops that we're going to have to do. He'll have some dig in loops that we'll be doing. So he'll really get to see a good variety of information in a very short period of time. And so he opted to bring me out there to help accelerate his learning curve, and I'm pretty excited about that. So that'll be a little bit of revenue for me as well. So it helps him out, helps me out to get some revenue for the Florida operation, because like I say, we've only done the one job for a whole whopping $320, which the gal gave us a nice review and gave Kate a tip. So Kate made an extra $10 for helping me out that day. Yeah, Roger asked if I'm going to be the Florida fly guy, and I don't know. One of these days I'll get a plane back. My plane's been stuck in Oklahoma since February of last year. It's the weight on this thing is just killing me. It's going to be amazing when I get it, but gee whiz, I'm just beside myself. I can't believe how long it's taking. And this is something that was supposed to be a 2-month project. So it's quite frustrating. DeBrawl says, I still have a lot to learn. Can you explain what CRM? So CRM is a customer relations management software. So what it does is it helps you keep track of your flow, how many calls are coming in, and you can capture all your customer information, like phone number, email, and all that stuff, keep it in there. And then that can follow them through your job process. So you can move a customer through your workflow, if that makes sense. You can move them from being a lead to maybe turning into a job, and then turning into just however you want to set up your workflow. So it helps you just manage those customers in that workflow and keep track of how much each customer is worth, because you can assign a customer a value once you've done the bid for them, and track how much money revenue that you brought in, how much you missed out on because you were too expensive or whatever, or customers that just didn't buy from you. So it just gives you a lot of really good data to help streamline your operation. And having all that information at your fingertips all the time. So I think it's all available on your phone apps and everything. So just makes things a lot simpler. And we're doing the same thing that we did in Wyoming, is we'll be using Microsoft Office 365. We'll share a lot of files in that. That's who hosts our email. So we've got SWI Florida email, or SWIFlorida.com emails, and that's all through Microsoft Office 365. Yeah, so Canon's not next week, but the week after. So look for that next week. I'm hoping to get, we got a little bit of a lumen fence to put in, and then I've got some friends coming up, and we're working on some stuff. Let's just say that this may not go quite as I planned. I almost bought a fence company about a week ago. But we just couldn't come to terms on it. Somebody came to me and said, hey, I'm looking to get out. And we took a good hard look at it, but it wasn't the right time for me. I think it might've been a good opportunity had we been able to get a little bit clearer information out of the gentleman. But it was one of those fence companies that there's not a lot of data on, because it's all pencils and there's nothing in the computer, and I couldn't get any real solid data on how much volume they were doing. So that kind of fell apart. And I was a little bit nervous about that as I was talking with him, because I felt like, well, you know, what am I going to tell the people that are watching the channel? But the reality is business people, we need to be looking out for opportunities. So when the right opportunity pops in your lap, you can't say, well, this wasn't the way I started out, and I wasn't going to do this, and I started out, so I'm still not going to do it. You know, if something happens and it's the right thing, then jump on board and always be willing to adapt. You know, as they say in the software and tech world, pivot. You know, be ready to pivot when the opportunities come. There's no good reason to pass up a great opportunity, and I wasn't going to, not even just, you know, so that I could say I started from scratch. If the right opportunity comes along, then we'll definitely take it. There's another company that's looking to maybe get out, and he's contacted me as well. And again, there's not a lot there other than just a phone number. There's no inventory. There's no assets. Maybe a truck and a trailer or something. So there's really not anything there. It's just the goodwill and the name, and maybe some ads that are running, some relationships with contractors that are repeat customers, and a phone number. So that may still happen. We're just waiting for some numbers on that from him. He doesn't know what he thinks he wants out of it. And, if it's cheap enough, then maybe we'll take a look at it. I'm not opposed to that. Getting a phone number that's already ringing and a little bit of customer base wouldn't be a bad thing right now. So, it's just a matter of how much would I have to pay for that, because I don't want to buy a whole bunch of blue sky when we can just wait a couple months and be right where he's at. So those are the things we're looking at as a learning curve. But yeah, still working on some other stuff that I'm not going to talk about. It's been busy. I forgot how much, and honestly, this time around has been worse than any other time, because there's one of me. I'm out of my element here. Tanya does all the books and stuff. She's doing the books for SWI, and she's great at shooting down all my great ideas, like which car we're going to use. All kidding aside, though, she's been a real support, and she's great at all this stuff. But it's just, and I know everything I have to do it right, and that's maybe making things even harder than it would if I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. Knowing how I should be doing it and that I want to do it the right way is making things tougher, because I feel like I have to do so many things before I can go to the next step that a lot of people just starting out in business probably wouldn't do. So that does make it a little bit harder, I think, for me. And I want to do things right, so I'm kind of anal about all that stuff. And once I know the right way, I can't do it any other way. So, but I think, secret. So Roger wants to know my secret income. No, I'm still not sharing that. There might be a couple people that know what's going on there, but it's days like today are the reason that I did not share that. Today was pretty rough on the income side of things. So it's great when it's great, and it's not great when it isn't great. So yeah, so not sharing that. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more. And one of the reasons is I want to know what it takes to make that income stream viable, and don't want to get people's hopes up. Oh, here is my friend. This is the Hacksman. And for those of you that have not subscribed to the Hacksman on YouTube, you are missing out, because the content that Adam puts out is just amazing. I'm sorry, let me do that a little differently. Amazing. Hopefully I did you justice there. But the content that comes out on the Hacksman's channel is great. We did the no-dig cedar fence with him. Ryan Sloop came over, and we did the Kentucky 4-board fence and taught him all about witching and all the crazy stuff, and got beat up on YouTube for the witching. But yeah, here, Adam, just for you, I'm going to share my screen one more time, and I will show you what we're thinking here. Okay, so there you go. This is what we're thinking for the Tesla. Did come in, and I actually, if you're part of TikTok, you would know that. You're kind of old, so you probably don't TikTok. This is for us young bucks. But this is the Tesla, and we're thinking about wrapping it that way. So these are 3 options that we're looking at: option 3, option 2, and option 1. And 1's been pretty popular, although I'm getting some resistance from Tanya on that. So we started off thinking this was kind of the one, but I think there's going to be some more discussion over that later this evening. and we'll see who comes out victorious on that. She didn't want to do anything on it, and I just think that's pretty nice. I mean, it actually looks better than just the plain white. TikTok. Oh my gosh. Okay, now what I need you to do is I need you to go to YouTube and tell Hacksman that TikTok is not for chicks. That us guys can shake it just as hard as the women can, or we can just like anything's on there. I showed people how to properly chuck a drill, at your house on TikTok. That's out there floating around on the interweb somewhere on Chinese social media. So there's guy stuff on there too. There's definitely stuff for guys. Anyhow, I don't think I have anything else. So if you have any questions and you want to see some stuff on some of the upcoming shows, maybe I'll do a live next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but if you have questions about what we're doing, I'm trying to be transparent. I could show you our P&L, but the P&L is just red. Just know it's red. We've been spending a ton of money on advertising, and probably what we'll do next week is maybe we'll review the P&L. Yeah, that black and orange it's nice. It's very poppy. I wanted, if we didn't, like when we don't need the Tesla as a sales tool anymore, I was thinking about wrapping the Tesla in orange altogether. That orange just really speaks to me. And then we have our nice orange right there. That was me. I came up with that idea. I was kind of proud, actually. That was my whole contribution. That's as far as my artist and me would go. But I really like that one. So maybe we can bring Tanya around on that. But anyhow, maybe next week I'll do a live and we'll go over the P&L and we'll see if we didn't create any more money. Oh, I did actually sell a job. So aside from Canon Johnson coming up, I do have another gate operator to install. So we'll be doing that operator probably after the first of the year. And so that deposit will be coming in, which is good for cash flow. So we'll have to get a gate ordered and get all the products ordered, but that'll be good. So I think in the essence of keeping things short and not going too long, we'll end it there because that's about an hour. And I appreciate all you guys showing up and all the support you show me and the channel, and wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're not too fat. Luckily you guys can eat turkey. I could not eat turkey. There's no meat for me. COVID, thank you so very much for the China virus. But until next time, you have a good dang day.